Alright guys, it's Monday, it's chest day, but this week I decided that I'm actually going to go excessively heavy. So we're going to keep the rep ranges low. Going to go 5 to 8 rep range on our working sets, keeping it really heavy, pushing, um, and maybe doing the drops on the last one to keep up the intensity, but we're going to really focus on going heavy and really pushing this week. So first 3 sets are going to be very important this week in terms of warming up, getting the muscles ready, because there can be some heavy working sets. So this is my second working set so far. So we're gonna aim for 8. Up, one, eight, 6, 7, 8. So as you saw, we started out with some full reps range right there, and then doing some partials at the end to really keep the intensity going and try to finishing off and going to failure. So we got one more heavy set to do, and then we'll do some flies. All right, guys, so here we are for the second exercise for today. We're going to do incline seated cable flies. Once again, the set range is going to be very short, 5 to 8, opposed to the normal 12. Now with this, the key is always to bring your elbows together, but since we're going to be going heavier, obviously it's going to be harder to do that. So the key with this is going to be to keep contact with the bench the entire time to make sure it's mainly coming from my chest, the work itself, opposed to my back and shoulders by leaning forward and whatnot. So we're gonna start. This is gonna be the first set because this is gonna be the nicest looking set, even though it's gonna look ugly. So I wanted to make sure I got this one on camera opposed to the uglier later ones. Even though I probably should put those on camera opposed to the good clean one, but like I said, we're still going heavy, but we still want to maintain technique for as long as possible. Bring those elbows together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and oh. So we were actually able to get 12 on that one, so we probably should have started a little heavier, but at the same time, it was the first set, so we don't want to start too heavy because, like I said, we still want to keep some kind of technique to it, but we're also trying to grow. So we want to make sure we're pushing ourselves just a little bit more. So the next set we'll go, we'll probably do 100 on the next one. It's just going to suck, look ugly, but I'll probably record this set too, so let's take a little rest, and then we'll record this next set so you guys can see how it goes. So we're jumping from 60 to 100, so it's a pretty decent jump, but it's a jump that needs to be done. Like I said, we're going heavy this week, and I feel like a lot of the times we doubt how much we could actually lift. I see this a lot of my clients as well, and they don't realize that they can lift more, and when I push them to lift more, they surprise themselves. And it's like, yeah, you've been consistent with this, you've been growing with it, so of course you could do this other weight opposed to what you've been doing for the previous weeks. And so it gives me a little that little bit of confidence, that little confidence boost, and it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. But sometimes we apply that to ourselves as well. We doubt what we can actually do. So I should have started at 100, probably maybe 80, but we're gonna do the second set at 100, which is usually my third or fourth set. So it's definitely gonna be heavy. Oh yeah, we're only gonna be able to do about 5 to 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. My hands started going numb on that one for some reason. I still got 2 more though. I got 2 more in me. Let's see. I should. No, I had it. I had it before I put it down. All of a sudden my hands started going numb, so I had to let it go. But as you saw, not the prettiest, but we're pushing ourselves this week. This is a heavy week. So obviously it's not what we do every week, but every once in a while, it's good to push yourself. So after this, we're gonna do the chest press machine, and then we'll do some pec deck. All right, guys. Third exercise for today is going to be the chest press right here. Like I said, we're going to go heavy, so we're trying to aim for 5 to 8 reps. Obviously, we're going to throw in some partials at the end to make sure we get to that desired rep range, but we're going to try to keep strict technique throughout as much as we can. This is set 2 of 4, so we're going to go with it. Let's just jump into it. Remember, on this, you want to keep your shoulders down, back up against the pad. You don't want to keep your shoulders up and, pushing them down when you push out, because when you do that, you're using your shoulders to move the weight opposed to your chest. So really focus on just squeezing your chest and pushing your elbows together. Obviously, like I said, we are going heavier this week to really stimulate some growth. Not something we do every week, but we're doing that this week in order to stimulate some growth. So it's going to look ugly, but we don't do this all the time. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we could have gone heavier. Like I said, sometimes we underestimate how heavy we could actually go. But I'm still only going to jump up maybe 30 pounds opposed to 20. And that way we'll probably end with a full stack on the last set, even though we'll probably do partials for the majority of those reps. But we're also only going to aim for 5. But we'll see how that goes. After this, we'll do some pec deck. And then after that, we'll do some tricep work and call it. All right, so final exercise for today for chest is going to be, I was going to say incline flies, but it's going to be pec deck right here. So like I said, always the key is going to be to bring the elbows together. But since we are going heavier this week, the main key is going to be to keep my back up against the pad to really focus on maintaining the tension and focus on the chest. Obviously it's going to be harder to bring the elbows together. So if I start leaning forward and doing this, it's going to come from my shoulders opposed to my chest. I was going to say my back, but my chest. So we want to keep our back up against the pad the entire time and just squeeze and come together. So, yeah. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just threw some partials at the end to really fatigue the muscles. So now we have 2 more. We're really going to focus on doing 5 reps. So after this, we'll go inside and do some tricep work. All right, guys, so first exercise we're going to do for triceps is going to be cross cable curls or cross cable extensions. So we're going to go here, roll our shoulders back, keep our chest back, and just hinge at the elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright guys, so the second exercise for triceps today is going to be overhead rope extensions. So where the key is going to be to keep the elbows tucked in, but we are going heavy, so we'll see how it goes. The key is going to be just to get this weight up without swinging and moving too much. So we're aiming for 8. See where we go. See what we get. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright guys, so final exercise today for triceps is going to be V-bar push down. We are going to be going heavy. This is set 3 of 4. Going to be aiming for 8. Alright, guys. So that wraps it up for chest and triceps today. Tomorrow's gonna be back and biceps. Once again, be focused on heavy, shorter reps, smaller reps, heavier lifts. This is a heavy load week, but then next week we will deload a bit. So, with that being said, see you guys tomorrow.